At Innerstellar, we have a full service Pilates studio with all the different kinds of equipment. We have reformers, we have a Cadillac, springboards, window chairs, barrels, and we also have an equipment that is called the Core line. Our Pilates teacher training is comprehensive. It teaches the vast repertoire of all the different Pilates fundamentals and exercises. It teaches about functional anatomy and alignment. You can come to Pilates just purely interested in body mechanics and in physics of movement, and you'll get a lot out of it. But most importantly, we do all kinds of exercises every single weekend for the trainees to learn how to come out of their self-criticism and learn how to actually have a good time while they're teaching and be embodied while they're teaching, to feel their own breath in their body. So the first layer is learning how to breathe and learning how to move in a more skillful and caring way that shifts how you relate to your outer world and to the people in it. It's actually one of the goals of the InnerCore Pilates teacher training to help our teachers to learn how to actually speak in a very grounded way that's just in their regular speaking voice. So they're not teaching from memory, but they're teaching from an embodied place. And that's way different experience than someone just spewing what they think they should spew or some kind of repertoire that they have to lead the students through. There becomes a creative process when the teacher is embodied and the students are embodied, or at least trying to get there. In that way, it's completely different than other Pilates teacher trainings, which are actually quite dry, where you just go through the repertoire. You often have a lot of anatomy training and you learn the exercises. But there's a missing link in there where you're not learning how to do that personal work of going inside, becoming more self-confident and more powerful in your presence so that you can actually become a successful Pilates teacher. Pilates is a very kind type of strength training. It helps you learn how to create space in your joints and make a priority of that. It develops your muscle strength in all different planes of motion. So it's not just becoming strong for the act of Pilates, but you becoming strong for all the different things you do in your life. The repertoire on the reformer of different exercises is very vast. There's something like 500 different kinds of variations. On that particular piece of equipment, you can address your entire body and really work it from bottom to the top. The most important thing I want all of my InnerCore Pilates trainees to get is the value of their own practice. Learning how to track their own breath and their movement patterns and their thinking patterns so that they can continue to use this work as a tool for evolving. I also really like Pilates because at the soul of Pilates is this seed that you're growing, that you're learning how to be kinder to yourself. That's really what Pilates is about. Even though in Pilates we don't talk a lot about spirit, I feel like it's woven into the movements of learning how to care for yourself more deeply. And when you actually do that, when you actually breathe or move in a way that's more caring, something turns on inside. That's not just your abs. I absolutely think that Pilates can be a spiritual practice. And there's lots of styles of Pilates that don't treat it as such. It doesn't look the same as what you might think a spiritual practice is. But I hold that for all of my Pilates students. It's not just learning how to move better. It's also about freeing yourself up from the entanglements and the stories that you tell yourself that are self-limiting. I aspire to light up my students' inner world, to inspire them to use Pilates and yoga as a vehicle to dive into their mysteries of who they are and why are they here and what were they designed to do in their lives.